Yo, what up, everybody? It's your boy D.O. Stewart, and today I am going to be doing something a little different. I'm going to be writing on my memoir, but I felt like go ahead and showing y'all while I'm working on it or whatever. I'm going to be doing a scene. I'm adding into a chapter. I kind of changed it. I originally had wrote a few chapters of my memoir last year before last, whenever, and I had tried to outline it the best of my abilities at that point. But I knew there's some details that I didn't have or were incorrect at that point. So over the course of all last year, I gathered all that information. So now I got it, and I sat down the other day and actually kind of formulated a outline in a sense. Um, as y'all know, I write very thick outlines, especially for my memoir. Y'all might see some of that. I don't know, but my memoir outlines are, several hundred, if not a couple thousand words per chapter. I think at one point I had like 14,000 words for my outline previously, before I sat down with all this. Um, and I've also outlined some of the actual dialogue and this and that, and some portions where I have like actual video footage of stuff, which is what I'm going to start now. So that outline looks a little different for that, since I actually know what was said when, and kind of what people were doing. I'm going to kind of pick and choose what I use out of it, though, so it's not whatever. I don't know. So it reads better, basically. But yeah, that's what we're going to do. So let's get into it. All right, here we are in the documents. I can't remember exactly which chapter this is. I think like chapter 3. And these chapters, as you can kind of tell, if you've read The Battle for METAGORE, if you've been an alpha or beta reader, for Sovereign Duties, these chapters are a lot longer and meatier than those. So yeah, this is going to be a massive book. I've even thought about fucking cutting it down into like possibly 5 books. I don't know if I'm really going to break it down that far. Maybe 4. I really would just prefer 1, but yeah. I've only got like maybe 5 or 6 fucking chapters written, and I think right now I've got like 100 outlined. So yeah, and it's sitting at 44,000, almost 45,000 words, as you can tell down here. So yeah. Chapter 3 is where we're at right now. This is 2009. Let's see, I don't know if this is the exact same dates as the scene that I'm about to write. This is September 28th. I am trying to include all the dates like that, and also what day of the week it would have been. Let's see, where was that at? So September 28th, 2009, which was a Monday. Just some details like that. There's a little bit right here I want to add in. A couple more lines of dialogue or some shit. Also, my scene breaks, I'm going to use that little musical thing, since the memoir is about my time in a band and stuff, even though it's not completely related to the band, as the scene that I'm going to be working on will indicate. Let's see here. Boom. All right, here we go. So this scene, like I said, it's going to be like a party. We're across the street from Subway at a house that we call the Subway House. Some of my friends live there or whatever. And it was like the party house before we got our house out in Greenway, which then became the party house. And basically what I still got kind of left to add in is us playing quarters and stuff like that. Kind of some notes, some people that's going to be there. So here we are. I'm going to finish off the scene. It's basically after me and the group had done our face paint and our first photo shoot. We kind of was unwinding, and there's like a little party going on at the house, and we just kind of, some of them played quarters and this and that. People got their nipples pierced and all that fun shit. So this is what this is going to be. I do have a lot of dialogue and stuff from video footage I have of that time period, so I know exactly who says what and what they're doing. I'm going to cut a lot of that out, so it's not going to all be in there. But we're going to go ahead and get started. Alright, and that's going to be about as far as I go right now. My kid's about to get home from school. I've worked on this a little over an hour, I suppose. I got quite a bit written. Let's see, where was I at? Starting off with yeah, I had this first chapter written before we got started, and since I've written about 1,300 words. Not too bad. In like, I don't know, hour and a half. I think it's been closer to an hour and a half. Anyways, that's where I'm going to stop right now. Basically what I have added, I know I've kind of blurred out it for y'all because there's names and stuff, and I know I'm going to eventually change the names for privacy purposes and stuff for them. Some of them said they don't care if their name's in the book, but since we're changing some of their names, I'm going to go ahead and change all of them. But writing it, it's easier for me to write in their real name just because that's what I know them as, and it's just easier for me, and then later I'll, find and replace. But basically, after that little intro of us kind of sitting on the couch and the two playing video games or whatever, some people come over, or at first, me and the other guys in the group kind of talking about some song ideas, this and that. Um, and while we're discussing that, some people come over. One of them wants their nipples pierced, so one of the guys goes in there and does that. And then it just kind of shifts from that to people playing quarters and me kind of spectating. A lot of dialogue, a lot of stuff like that. There's a few spots which you can kind of tell is red, where I want to add in something. Like this one, add more description here of this particular person. I've got a little bit, but not much. And then here, have so and so call me away for something, and then I come back a few minutes later for that little time break or whatever here. So I still got to kind of add that, as well as some little notes that I have decided to add. I haven't done that yet in any of the other chapters I've written, because usually I don't do that until after my first draft. I'm kind of going back and reading through it. I usually just kind of make these red highlighted notes. But I figured I would go ahead and do it now. Like this one, it's a splash, like the sound effect, or whatever. Kind of look, see what that would actually be. I don't know if it would be a splash, if it would be more like a clink and a splash or something. It's playing quarters, the quarter going into the little shot glass, and all that kind of stuff. Hitting the glass, hitting the fucking whiskey that was in it. Kind of see what that would be. I might keep it a splash. I don't know, but yeah. And I finally started this little bit, getting into that part of the quarters. Not much. A lot of it I've been kind of cutting out because, again, I did all the dialogue in those videos, which is multiple people. Some people just kind of come in and say like a line or two and kind of left or whatever, kind of talking to other people in the background that I could hear. I went and typed it up for context. But while I'm doing this, I'm like, no, that's not necessary. I'm scrapping that. I'm scrapping this, people's kind of having a line of dialogue to this person that's not really relevant, and then another line to this person. I'm just kind of cutting out that one line, just kind of make it more cohesive and shit like that. Just make it better to read in a sense. Like these lines right here. Basically, one of the people misses, the other person misses, first one misses, kind of going back and forth. Quarter goes off the table. One of them goes and then somebody else picks it up and goes back and forth. Them kind of missing, and then one saying I can't because the table's wet or whatever, and blah blah. A lot of that is going to be removed, especially the missing. I'm not fucking putting in all that. It's just going to be kind of assumed that they're still playing during some of the other dialogue, so all that's going to be moved. I don't know if I'm going to have it where the quarter goes off the table, all that shit. But that's where I'm at now. I don't know whenever I come back and do some more of this, if I'm going to pick back up right there or if I'm going to go to a different chapter and work on it with y'all. But that's going to be it for this video. Hope you all enjoyed. If you haven't already, all my links are down below. You can go check those out. Hit that subscribe button, ring that bell so you get notified whenever I upload new videos, which is whenever I feel like it, I guess. And yeah, till next time, peace out, Hilly. Everybody love everybody.